Previously on Belated Apocalypse by Anthony Roman. The year is 1998. Chapter 1. New Year's Eve. Awaiting his non-biological uncle to drive him back home to Ridgewood, a border neighborhood between Brooklyn and Queens, Mikey, 18 years of age, waits for a nuclear attack on New York City during a New Year's Eve celebration. Mikey is under the belief the end of the world will happen on a holiday. When it doesn't happen, he begins to ponder his life. He thinks about his sister Marcy, who has a history of stabbing men, and was banished to Puerto Rico from the ages of 13 to 17. He remembers his godmother, Miriam, now crippled by a stroke at a live-in hospital. We learn Mikey works for his aunt with his best friend Gerald, also 18, selling weed bags in the back of a record store in Park Slope, one of a vast network of locations that Aunt owns. When Uncle finally drives him home, they are diverted to an after-hours club where Mikey speaks to, then kisses, an older woman. When Uncle drops him off, he promises this will be a big year for his nephew. Chapter 2. Valentine's Day. Mikey's history with women is revealed, including the loss of his virginity at a hooky party in junior high, to the story of his relationship with current girlfriend Tabby. On the subject of love, we learn Gerald's father left his mom the night he found out she was pregnant. The night culminates with a double date with Gerald and Mikey at the Ridgewood Theater, where Gerald gets his chain snatched, then runs down and injures the perpetrator. Mikey breaks up with Tabby at the end of the date. Chapter 3. St. Patrick's Day. We learn Leah's resentment towards Aunt stems from the death of Mikey's father. Uncle takes Mikey and Gerald to a bar on 4th Avenue in Park Slope that has been serving the family for decades. The two get into a scuffle with some Irish immigrants, and Mikey forgets to visit his godmother Miriam in the hospital. Chapter 4. April Fool's Day. Gerald believes he hears sobs in the night. Mikey notices he is beginning to think like the authors he reads, silently observing people, spying on old memories. Uncle informs the duo that they will be promoted to a new location somewhere in Queens. Mikey finally visits Miriam and walks in on the woman that raised him, in her most vulnerable state. Chapter 5. Mother's Day. Mikey and Gerald have conflicting opinions on their new cocaine-selling location on a stoop in Elmhurst, Queens. Mikey feels exposed, as Gerald finds joy in pushing rich kids around. Gerald's favorite customer to pick on is Conrad. On their chosen day off, Sundays, Gerald secretly goes fishing, which he learned from the only male presence in his life he's ever respected, an absolutely drunk MBA executive assigned to him from the Big Brothers program back in high school. Dropping off a Mother's Day card for Aunt, Mikey visits the old record shop and finds his replacement, his cousin Frankie, in the middle of a homosexual act with a coworker. Under the guise of intolerance, he beats up Frankie to keep him safe. Chapter 6. Father's Day. Mikey visits Aunt in Great Neck, Long Island. She invited him out there on his mother's request. Aunt explains how his father, Michael, died. On March 10th, 1988, Michael was gunned down by a crackhead allegedly sent by a rival organization. The murder triggered off one of the bloodiest weeks ever in New York City history. Aunt also tells Mikey that what they do will not last forever. On his way home, Mikey writes down everything he can about his father's story. And now, Chapter 7 of Belated Apocalypse, Independence Day.